Jimmy Seear, you've had a busy couple of weeks, mate. Starting with Kansas a week and a half ago and Boulder 73 just this last Sunday. How are you feeling with a pretty heavy schedule at the moment?
Feeling pretty good. It was an interesting approach, doing three halves back to back. Thought it would be a good training block as well as a good idea to see how I could respond to the halves and going back to back, trying to back it up. So two races so far down, one more to go, and they've gone well. A win in Kansas, 7th in Boulder against a really tough field, so very happy with how it's gone, recovering well from the races. So it's one more to go, so just leave it all out there in Syracuse and see if I can get another podium, if not another win. So it should be a good challenge.
That's great, yeah. So Syracuse this weekend. And then so quickly with Kansas, that was a breakthrough win for you, for your first 70.3 victory?
Yeah, that's right. First 70.3 win. It was an amazing feeling. It was a big win for me, and it's amazing how it just helps your sort of enthusiasm and confidence, and yeah, everything sort of ends up being a lot better. So yeah, it was nice to get the win and had a lot of great support and backing from it, and just shows how amazing, how many amazing supporters I have out there, and yeah, it's great to see. So
It must be the hair.
stand out from the crowds a little bit.
You're a lot easier to spot when you're running than you are on the bike, that's for sure.
Yeah, it's a good sort of cooling umbrella, maybe.
So Boulder just this last weekend. And how'd the race pan out for you?
Boulder was good. It was. I wanted to have a few people with me in the swim, so I didn't swim as hard as I did last year, and it worked out well for me. I had 9 other guys with me out of the water. It was a bit more than I wanted, but it still worked well. Joe Gamble just rode away from us, and the bunch sort of looked at each other, and yeah, we didn't really go hard out trying to chase Joe, but we were still moving along pretty quickly. So Joe just was another league that day, and I wanted to have a good solid run, and I did a good first half of the half marathon, and I was feeling good and started to bog down a little bit about the halfway mark, and so I backed it off thinking of Syracuse a little bit, and it was a solid result against a good field, and it was a good learning experience as well, knowing that I can mix it with the best guys. Pacing wise on the run, maybe need to fine tune it a little bit to be able to hold the pace that I did the first half in. But yeah, it was very good, and another confidence building race, and see if I can take what I've learned to the last 2 races and really apply it into Syracuse.
So this month is obviously your first peak for the year. What are your goals based around this period, and have you achieved them already, or what are you looking to do in Syracuse?
Yeah, it was a goal to hit these 3 races hard with good form, and then try and use the momentum from this going into the end of the season. Well and above the sort of goals Ben and I set, which has been good. Like Kansas couldn't have asked for a better start out of the 3-week block with a win, and it was good because everything clicked, everything went well together, my numbers were good, and like the race plan worked out very well. Boulder, same sort of thing, it was a consistent race. It was good to back up with a solid result, and should have probably focused more on the finish than actually backing off and thinking of the following weekend, but it was very good to be able to have the 2 races back to back, and having 3 in a row will be a good test. I've got good form at the moment, some good momentum behind me, and try and really use this to finish this block off.
You've only been tackling this distance for a year or 2 now. Do you feel like you're still learning each race that you go to?
Yeah, definitely. It's a lot more of a chess game. It's not sort of gun goes, go as hard as you can until the end. Yeah, I started in Geelong last year in February with my first half, and it's been a very interesting learning curve, made a lot of mistakes, and had a lot of advice from people I look up to who have been doing this distance for a while, and yeah, it's been very interesting sort of applying different strategies and figuring out how to get the best result at the end of the day. So it's been an enjoyable experience, and it really shows that the full Ironman is not too far out of reach, and like the goal is to get to the full Ironman. So it's been very interesting, and just makes me more excited for going to the full.
So I know you dream about Hawaii in the next year or 2. I know you want to go there and achieve some big things. What about the rest of this year? So we're finishing this peak up next week with Syracuse. What would you like to achieve in the second half of the year?
Yeah, it was, so Syracuse is the next focus, and then wind it back a little bit, get a bit of sort of a mental break as well as physical, and then really build into the end of the year. So really focus on hitting high V, which is a big money race. It's tough. It's a super strong field. I've done it 2 years before, so it's a good opportunity to just go full gas. Weekend after that is then 70.3 Worlds on a challenging hilly course, and it's going to be good. It's another tough field. I loved watching it the last couple of years, and really look forward to having a crack.
We have another interviewer here, Batman. Any questions to ask Batman? No, he's done. Alright, cool. So just finally, Jimmy, how's things going with your sponsors this year? You're getting great support from them, are you?
Yeah, I've got some great support from companies like Cobb Saddles. They've really helped me not only with comfort on the bike with the saddles, but also just help mentoring me a bit away from the sport. So that's been great. Blue 70's really backing me up, and being able to use my swim strength and having a great company like them behind me is good. And all my other sponsors, there's like Oakley's backed me from pretty much the start, Victoria Tyres. Nutrition, I haven't had to worry about too much because shots in Australia has been very good. Like, we have a very solid nutrition plan set up for racing and training. So it all sort of comes together. And then, yeah, working with Ben as well. It's been a fantastic learning experience for both of us. How it's a cross sort of learning experience where he's come from cycling. And yeah, I've learnt a lot how cyclists do it differently, and learning how I can use that to help me. And I think it's helped broaden his coaching horizons as well. So it's been a great experience.
Cool. Well, thanks very much for your time, Jimmy.
Yeah.
We might catch in with you again after Syracuse next week, if you're not out having a good time and relaxing a little bit, and see if you're available. Thanks for your time.
Thank you.